Hey, what is up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about 5 of the most annoying driving habits that people have. And obviously there's a lot more than 5, but I'm just going to share 5 ones that are personal to me. So anyway, the first thing is when you're at a red light, you're waiting to go, and the person behind you just keeps creeping up closer and closer to your car. There's really no reason to do that. There have been times where I've looked up in my rearview mirror and the person is so close it almost looks like they're sitting in the back seat with me, and there's really no reason that you would ever have to do that. There have even been a couple of situations where the person ahead of me in traffic moves up maybe 6 inches, and then if I don't also move up 6 inches, the person behind me will start beeping at me to also creep up, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like, the light is still red. We're not going to get through it any quicker if we keep inching up like that. So there's no reason. Just be patient. The light's going to turn green eventually and everyone's going to get to go through. But yeah, it's just annoying to me when people get that close to my bumper. All right, the second thing that I've noticed kind of recently is when people are turning left and you're like, let's say I'm in the left turn lane waiting to turn left and I'm the first car, and then people are coming from this side of the intersection turning left, and they cut so close they get within inches of your car. And there have been times in the last week, I can think of 2 times where someone got so close that I was literally like, because it looked like they were actually going to take my front bumper off. And in fact, that actually happened to my dad 2 years ago. There was a snowplow who was turning left and they cut the corner like way too close and ripped the bumper off of my dad's car. So yeah, there's no reason that you need to cut the corner that close. Just go out a little bit further before you actually start turning left. All right, another thing that I just don't understand is when people have road rage. And we've all seen the YouTube videos of people hopping out of the car, they've got baseball bats and just things like that. There's no reason that you need to get that upset just driving a car down the road. You can just be patient, relax, take your time. But people have road rage and it turns adults into like little babies, like toddlers. Like, you're gonna go chase someone down the street just because they cut you off, and then you weave in and out of traffic like chasing after the person. Like, what is that gonna solve? You think they're gonna pull over and apologize to you? That's just stupid to get like that. There was actually a story on the news recently. A woman was stopped at a red light or a stop sign or something, and she didn't go quickly enough for the guy behind her, and he actually pulled out a gun, fired shots into the car, and actually killed this woman's grandson. It's just so terrible that that would happen. But there's no reason that you need to get that upset when you're driving. Just take it easy, relax, and just be safe. Another thing that kind of bothers me, and this is just kind of my area, we've got a couple traffic circles or roundabouts, whatever you call them, right outside of my subdivision. So I'm pretty well acquainted with how they work. Basically, if there's a car in the circle, you yield for them. If there's not a car, you can just keep going through. You don't have to come to a complete stop if there are no cars. But some people, I guess, who aren't from the area aren't really familiar with them. They're pretty uncommon here in Michigan, but like I said, there are 3 of them right within a quarter mile of where I live, so I'm pretty used to them. But a lot of times, I'll see people who aren't from around here who will be inside the traffic circle and they'll come to a complete stop, like to let people in. You don't have to do that. Once you're already in the circle, you have the right of way. I've also seen people come to a complete stop when there are no other cars around. You don't have to do that either. It's a yield sign, so that means that if there's no traffic, if traffic is clear, you can just continue on through. So that's just annoying to me, just because there's one literally right outside my subdivision. So a lot of times I'll be in a hurry to get somewhere, and you have people who are just stopping right in the middle of the circle for no reason at all. So yeah, it's something that they teach in driver's training. I just think that maybe because people aren't using them every day, they just maybe forget the rules of how they work or whatever. All right, so the single biggest bad habit that I see people have is people who text and drive. That to me is just the most annoying thing. There's a time and a place to have a social life and to send little smiley faces and LOLs to your friends, but when you're behind the wheel of a 3,500-pound vehicle doing 50 miles an hour, that is not a time to be playing with your phone or other distractions. So this is actually personal to me because I was rear-ended by a woman who was texting and driving, and that accident was 100% avoidable had you just been looking up at the road instead of staring down at her phone. And you look around in traffic, it seems like everybody has some type of distraction. They're either eating, they're talking on the phone, they're texting, they're doing their makeup or something. You just need to pay attention to your surroundings. That accident that happened to me was like broad daylight. I was at a red light probably 20 or 30 seconds just waiting for it to turn green, you know, so it's not like I slammed on my brakes at the last minute or anything. She just hadn't looked up from her phone probably 30 seconds or so to not see that I was stopped there. So yeah, like I said, that accident could have been avoided. And of course, the car that I had at that time just had the really crappy insurance where that accident, she wasn't obligated to pay or anything for the damage. So just kind of sucked that happened. But anyway, that's probably the single most annoying thing to me, is when people are texting and driving. I actually see people with both hands on their phone. I'm assuming that they're like steering the car with their knee or something. I've actually seen that before. But yeah, it's really stupid to drive like that. Just put your phone on silent. That way, if it goes off, you're not even tempted to look at it. That's what I do. Like, you know, driving stick, you don't really get to play with your phone too much. But, you know, I don't play with my phone when I drive, and you shouldn't either. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what some of the most annoying things that you see when you're driving. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.